I heard there was this podcast, yo, about something funny like wrestling and so. And you really care about wrestling, don't you? There are drop kicks and leases all over the board, and then something called a wrestling hold. It's a super duper fun podcast about wrestling. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. Well, Fro and Bill and maybe a guest or two is here to hold your hand and guide you through a podcast about wrestling. We have a lot of extreme fun, and that without the gun, because I needed something to rhyme fun with. That wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show. Well, sit your behinds gently down and listen to our podcast sound and try to guess this week's pro question. You win a lot of cool things and also help Bill with his bills. That's a super duper fun competition. That wrestling show. 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 That wrestling show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And I am coming to you this week, from my studios here in College Park, Maryland, which is about 9 miles north of Washington, D.C., home of the new Eastern Conference champions of the National Hockey League, the Washington Capitals, who pulled it out last night in fantastic fashion. And Fro, I am ready to see the Caps take the Stanley Cup.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
It's hockey.
Land hockey, ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Oh.
Yeah.
I care so much about American ice hockey.
I can tell.
Yeah. It's almost like I care about the new hit show Miss and Mrs.
Right. Anyway, this week is such a big news week for wrestling.
By the way, we're going to talk to the three of your sisters that is in drag, and people are going to be completely mad because they think it's derogatory against people have a sex change and people go bananas instead of actually taking the joke. That was a really bad joke.
Yeah, it was.
Destroyed the whole fucking Raw.
That was a bad segment. We'll get into Raw in a little bit, but
if you have stocks and Smackdown and Raw, ooh.
Yeah. And also, besides the news that we're going to talk about, for the second year in a row, Fro will be taking the Pro Wrestling Illustrated 50-question survey. Which
I'm looking forward to this.
Which I got in the latest edition of Pro Wrestling Magazine. Cool. On the cover is Ronda Rousey and Triple H. And I obviously you guys can't see it, but I will read to you the cover of it. It says, Ronda Rousey comes up big, but is she really the big loser? Because WrestleMania or Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they give the real winners and losers from all the matches at WrestleMania. I think we should start off with the minor news first. Because the big news we're going to talk about in a little bit, but let's start off with some minor news. And what I mean by minor, I mean it is news. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It is news, but for this week, it's not big, if you catch my drift.
I catch your drift.
Very good. And we will start with Ring of Honor, as they have announced that next month they will open a brand new state-of-the-art dojo in Baltimore, Maryland on June 23rd and 24th, and it will include a 2-day camp followed by regular training schedule on an invitation-only basis thereafter. They will be partnering with the best professional wrestling schools from around the country to assist in identifying athletes who are ready to take the final steps in becoming a star on Ring of Honor television. The staff that will be included in this include Delirious, B.J. Whitmer, Jonathan Gresham, and Will Ferrara.
Cool.
So, June 23rd and 24th is when they open their new seminar, or their new dojo in Baltimore. I'll tell you, it's been a bit of a proving ground there for up-and-comers, so you get an opportunity to go there, it'll be something pretty interesting, especially, with WWE and their Performance Center, and New Japan with their dojo over in Los Angeles. So should be interesting to see how it goes. I hope it goes well for them. I want to get into a bit of unfortunate news, and this is a bit of sad news. Fro's not going to know this person, but I'll mention the name. Matt Capitelli. He was a winner of Season 3 of Tough Enough, which was a long time ago, Fro. I
think I know who this person is.
Yeah. He won with John Hennigan, who would end up being Johnny Mundo, Impact, Nitro, Morrison, all that.
Yes.
Over the years, he has had a long battle with cancer. He had a tumor in his brain at one point.
Oh,
no. And at the time, they had removed it. It was gone, but it came back. And his wife wrote on Monday a little bit on an update on him, and I want to read this little bit because there's a lot to him, in my opinion. And I'm gonna read some of this. So his wife wrote, "We went in last Tuesday for his infusion and talked with his neuro-oncologist about everything that we've been seeing with Matt, and he decided that we're at the point now..." Are you okay? What are you getting?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. And he decided that we're at the point now where we should discontinue treatments. I feel like it's the right decision, even though it breaks my heart knowing that there is nothing else we can do. But I feel like we've done everything. All the supplements, the diet, the chemo, the radiation. Matt has fought hard. He never gave up hope. He kept the faith. He never complained through any of this. Not once did I hear him say, "Why me?" He still always thought of other people above himself, and anyone who knows him will tell you that. He is a true warrior. It's hard to know how he feels about discontinuing treatment because he can't communicate in full sentences most of the time. I know that it has to be hard for him, though, because, like me, he's kept the hope that there would be something that would help him survive this. I know that he wanted to keep fighting. The only thing he did manage to say to me that day about not continuing treatment was, "It sucks." Yeah, it does. While sometimes I may have eloquent words to say about this situation, other times that's the best way to describe what we're going through. It just sucks. Sometimes I just can't even believe this is happening to me. Like, how do you imagine a life without the person who is your life? It almost feels like I'm living in a dream. No, a nightmare. But it's not a dream. This is really happening. I'm really losing my best friend, my life partner, my whole world. I don't know how much longer we have left, so I'm just loving him and kissing him and encouraging him with my words, I hope, and reading the Bible to him at night, making sure he knows that I'll be okay. And I'm okay right now. I'm okay right now because I still have his hand to hold. I'm okay right now because I say I love you and I get to hear him whisper I love you too. I'm okay right now because I still get to fall asleep with him by my side and wake up in the morning with my arm around him. I'm okay right now because I get to look into his beautiful eyes and see his smile and kiss his face every day. I'm okay right now because he's still here with me. But when he's not, you might as well just rip out my heart right out of my chest. I try to imagine life without him. I try to prepare myself for that outcome. But I just can't really know what it will feel like. Life without him seems unimaginable.
Aww. Awful.
It is. It's a real sad situation.
Cancer is the shit, though.
It is. It is. Cancer took one of my uncles away about 15 years ago. And you know, I want to say something about Matt, the person. Because if you haven't watched Tough Enough, or the third season of Tough Enough, which I actually recommend you guys do, there is an episode, and it's still talked about to this day, where they have a match while they're training, and Hardcore Holly is on the opposing team. Hardcore Holly beats the shit out of Matt. I mean, he beats the shit out of him. But Matt never complained. He never complained. And he earned a lot of respect from the wrestlers that were there that day. Because, I mean, he was just... If I could use a Jim Ross saying, he got, a mud hole stomped into him. And, when he won, and when you saw him and John together, I think it was easy to say they both would have had a very good future. But I think Matt would have been the one that would have gone further when you initially looked at the two. And I'll be honest. I think if he had never gotten a brain tumor, if he'd never been sick, he would probably be wrestling right now for WWE or somewhere big, and he'd be a huge star in wrestling.
Really?
In my opinion, because he had the look, he had the athletic ability, he just needed the charisma, and once you get that, and he was so nice. He's a nice guy, and that's what I think helps him. And wrestling is a business where nice guys don't make it that much. But Matt, he would have been an exception. He would have been an exception to that rule, I do believe.
Wow.
They still have their GoFundMe campaign up. It's GoFundMe.com/Matt's Biggest Battle. And as of this recording, they have raised over $30,000. And their goal is $500,000. So if you want to donate, because I know I say I'm going to, but this time I really mean it. I'm going to donate. Please feel free, because the family needs the money right now more than any of us could ever need it. So, but just want to send my thoughts to Matt and his wife Lindsay and their entire family for this very rough situation that they're going through. Okay, we've talked about pro wrestling documentaries lately, Ric Flair, Andre the Giant. There's another one that's going to be coming out, but it's going to be coming out this summer. However, it is only in theaters for 1 day. For 1 day only. And the title of this documentary is called 350 Days. And I have the press release. It's a small press release. Pro wrestling fans have a must-see one-night event coming this summer as 350 Days hits movie theaters nationwide this July the 12th. Starring former world champions Bret Hart and superstar Billy Graham. The documentary provides a behind-the-scenes look at the grueling life they led on the road and the effect that lifestyle had on their marriages, family, physical, and mental health. This also features Greg Valentine, Tito Santana, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Abdullah the Butcher, Wendy Richter, Bill Eadie, Nikolai Volkov, Lanny Poffo, Stan Hansen, Angelo Mosca, Lex Luger, and more. The event also includes some of the last interviews ever done with George the Animal Steele, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Ox Baker, The Wolfman, Pretty Boy Larry Sharp, Don Fargo, and 99-year-old Angelo Savaldi. It is, like I said, it is a one-night only release on July the 12th in the United States. For more information and where you can buy tickets, go to fathomevents.com. I might go see that.
Where is it?
What, the documentary?
Yeah.
It's gonna be playing all over the U.S. I don't know if it's gonna play...
Is it coming to a streaming service near you?
Maybe after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check real quick which... Yeah. Okay, there may be some more. I got time. There's 2 months or a month and a half, and they have a trailer as well, so that could be worth going to see. Hey, Fro.
Yes.
How do you like your job right now?
I don't have a job right now, so I'm not sure if I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
How'd you like to work for the XFL?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
Well, they have job openings that they posted up on XFL.com, and it includes vice president positions in finance and marketing.
No thanks.
And there is an application for people wanting to play in the XFL. That would be my reaction too. That would be my reaction as well.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Okay, I got one more, and then we're gonna get into a segment here. Impact Wrestling. Yeah, in about a week and a half, they are
closed. Yay!
No. Sorry.
Oh.
They are going to have a press conference for Slammiversary. And they will also have a public Q&A session. This will be on Monday, June the 4th. The event will be held at 10 a.m. Eastern at Real Sports Bar and Grill in Toronto, which was voted by ESPN as the best sports bar in North America. Tickets for Slammiversary will be available on June 4th. Bless you.
Sorry.
I'd sneeze at that too, Fro.
I am so sorry.
They will be available on June 4th at the press conference or at shopimpact.com starting at 12 p.m. Eastern. In addition, tickets for Slammiversary will be available on June 3rd at Destiny World Wrestling and Impact Wrestling's one night only Zero Fear, which will take place in I always mess up this city. Mississauga, Ontario. The press conference and Q&A will feature Austin Aries, Moose, Madison Rain. In addition, Impact officials have confirmed Su Yung will be in attendance along with Gail Kim. All media are invited to attend, and international media will be able to participate via conference call or email. Full details are forthcoming. I actually took that day off because that'll be the day after my birthday, so maybe I call in?
Well, let's talk about the big news.
Alright, yeah, let's get into the big news. The big news, for those of you who have been living under a rock, is that WWE is officially going to Fox.
Woot woot.
And there's a lot to discuss on this. I think we should discuss first the numbers. That's the big thing, in my opinion, because the numbers to this contract are unbelievable.
They are high.
It is. The contract is a 5-year deal for over $1 billion. Let me repeat that. Exactly. Billion. $1 billion.
Yep.
So, now, the deal, or the contract, it doesn't officially go into effect until October 2019. So, I want to ask your first thoughts when you heard this news.
I'm somewhat conflicted. I still think it's a bad idea to have SmackDown and Raw on different channels.
Okay.
Because we also got that they are renewing their contract with USA.
Right, and that's something we should bring up right now, because I think we discussed it last week, where USA's parent group, NBC Universal, they were interested in Raw, but not SmackDown.
Not SmackDown, yeah.
And they wanted to pay WWE 3 times the current amount on their contract to get Monday Night Raw to stay on USA Network.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's another thing that I really don't get. I understand you want Raw, because Raw for the USA Network is one of their big rating getters. It really is. But why would you not want SmackDown as well?
No, I don't understand it, because it goes together so well.
It does. It does. Now, to go into a little bit more detail about the numbers, we said it's a 5-year deal over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be paid per year, WWE, $205 million. And according to one insider, that is about $4 million a week. They're going to get paid $4 million a week to put on a 2-hour wrestling program on Fox.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get why Fox is so interested in having what people other than me. I'm happy that SmackDown continues.
Right.
And I'm happy to see that SmackDown got a place to be, because I was a little worried about SmackDown's future.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems for me to move it to Fox is a bad move. It seems in a short run as something for me that is somewhat stupid, because they can't advertise for SmackDown on Raw anymore, and they can't talk about Raw on SmackDown.
Well, we don't really know that, though. I think they'll be.
Well,
I think they'll be able to get away with it because it's a WWE program.
Well, is Fox interested in WWE saying, "Oh, check us out on the USA Network"? No, they're not.
Well, I mean, when SmackDown began, boy, this is going to make me feel old. When they first began in '99, when they were on UPN, which that channel no longer exists, it's like My Network or whatever the hell it is, they would mention stuff that happened on Raw on SmackDown. So I just can't see them not,
We'll see. But what is more troubling is that Fox is now getting bought up by Disney, so...
Right, there's that possibility. So that could end up meaning that Disney is going to own the channel that WWE is on. And there was one report that I read recently that Fox was interested in buying out WWE, just buying the company.
Yep.
Now, I will say this, because when we talked last week, we had said it was between Fox, Amazon, and Facebook. I think, and I'm only saying this as, someone who watches television and lives in the U.S., I think Fox is going to end up being the better choice for them over Amazon and Facebook for this reason. Because with Amazon and Facebook, yes, Amazon has Amazon Prime, their streaming service. It's a good streaming service. And they tried with Facebook with the Mix Match Challenge. The problem there is two things. Number one, I don't think they would get the good rating that they are getting right now being on USA Network, and what they'll eventually get once they move to Fox. That's one thing. The other thing that makes this move better is I really don't know if Amazon and Facebook would have had the servers strong enough to support people watching a show live while it was happening. Whereas with Fox, you have them on a Friday night, and it's not necessarily the worst night of TV. I think, to be honest, I think like a Tuesday or a Sunday night is the worst night of the week for TV. Friday, I think they could be good, because from that 8 to 10 time frame, off the top of my head, I cannot think of any shows that are on NBC, ABC, or CBS that could compete with WWE on a week-to-week basis. If they were going past the 10 o'clock hour, that's where I could see it being a problem, because CBS has Blue Bloods, and that show's been on for probably 10 years, and that gets a good number for CBS, so...
Oh yeah, by the way, they are also moving days. We forgot to say that.
And let me ask you that. Now, we know they're going to air Fridays. Do they do shows live on Friday every week, or do they go back to the old format, which was we tape Tuesday and show it on Friday? Because that's another big deal.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Because there's a lot of things.
I'm really afraid of that.
Because my thing is, I think with this deal, and it's a good deal, I think WWE went for quantity over quality on this one. Because they're like, oh my God, we're being offered $1 billion from a network. And I'm going to talk about the network thing in a moment or two. And they're like, okay, sure, we'll take the deal. But I don't think they thought, like, okay, they're offering us $1 billion. They're offering us to be on Friday nights. How do we do it? Do we do the recording, which they used to do, or do they do it live? Because I think there's a plus and a negative for both arguments. Because the plus is, if they do shows on Fridays live, they'd start the week being on the road Friday, do a show Saturday, do a show Sunday, maybe they do a house show Monday, maybe, and they could get 2 to 3 days off before going back on the road. The negative to that is they're working on a Friday night, and the travel's probably not going to be that good. So there's that. With recording, the positive and the negative to that is, the positive is they get the show taped Tuesday, they get everything fixed, the wrestlers can rest Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, and then they get back on the road on Saturday. The negative is, we'll already know what has happened. That's the big negative.
Yeah, and that is such a big negative that I will stop watching Smackdown if I know what's going on. I have no interest in a taped Smackdown. Absolutely none.
Right. And then,
because there will never be any surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
In this day in this age where everything is online, like 10 minutes after they tape, no fucking way. If they do that, they are shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh God, yeah.
And not even with like a small gun, but with a whole fucking cannon.
Right. I think the only way they could go is to go live every week.
Well,
that's the only way.
We will see.
Although
I just fear. We don't know anything about this yet.
Right.
When is this going to take part?
It goes into effect October 2019. So they have almost a year and a half to get this set.
Right.
And I just want to point out, and I think, and I mean, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, this contract, this deal. I think wrestling fans, overall in general, and I don't mean you, Fro, because you're somewhat a newbie still. I don't think wrestling fans get the significance of how big this contract or this deal is. Because we're going to get a weekly pro wrestling television show on a major network. And I mean major network. UPN and WB, CW, whatever you know, they're not major networks. Fox is a major network. And for pro wrestling to be on network television every single week is a humongous deal that people are overlooking. And it's a shame because back in the 50s and into the early 60s, pro wrestling was on network television nationally every single week. So, from a historic point of view, this is even bigger. Because they're going to be on network prime time television every single week. So, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the only thing is, if it's taped, I think we need to have a conversation when we know if it's going to be taped or not.
Right.
We know if it's going to succeed or not.
And I also want to bring up, real quick, I mean, it's not wrestling news, but it's still related to this story. The UFC, which has been with Fox for a while, they just agreed to a deal with ESPN for I think it's a 4-year deal, pardon me, for $1.5 billion a year. And that's going to be their TV events, not their pay-per-views. It's going to be on ESPN. It's going to be on their streaming service, ESPN Plus. So UFC is leaving Fox at the end of this year, and they're going to ESPN. And I think I think the deal with WWE is part of the reason why that happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You got any trivia this week?
I do, but let's wait 2 seconds.
Okay.
Because I didn't have it up.
Oh, you didn't have it up. Okay.
But I have.
Oh, good.
But do you have any more news?
Well, I do have another installment of Love Hurts.
Oh no.
Although, this week, we might have a happy ending. Keyword being might. So, over the weekend, on TMZ, a place that Fro has been on many occasions.
Yes, I am a celebrity.
There was a picture taken of John Cena and Nikki Bella together out on the streets. Because, you know, they're broken up. Well, a couple days ago, Nikki Bella went on a TV show and was talking about how oh, me and John, we're so far apart that, we might never get back together and blah, blah, blah. Because, Nikki Bella is an attention whore. Well, this piece of news just came across before we got on the air, Fro. And this is from Ringside News. We noted earlier this week that People magazine reported that John Cena and Nikki Bella are already back together. It now appears that E! is also reporting that the two are once again an item. According to E!, a source says the two stars are back together, and that it certainly appears that John's media blitz to get Nicole back worked. It also being reported that Nikki kept her engagement ring after they split because Cena wouldn't take it back, so it could be a reminder of their love. Any comments on that, Fro?
I can't hear you when you play music, so I have absolutely no clue what you said.
Okay, they're basically saying that they're back together again.
Oh. Boo.
And Nikki kept the engagement ring.
Boo.
I thought the music was low. Oh well.
Oh.
So, I guess for right now, our Love Hurts segment is going to be retired.
Aww.
I know. Until another couple breaks up. Or may break up. Or who knows. But we said it. We said it weeks ago that we thought it was a work, and I think we just saw it. That it's a work. So if they're back together, semi-congratulations? Question mark? I don't know.
But are you ready?
I am ready.
Pay-per-view.
I am ready.
And listeners, this is the first one that you are allowed to listen to and respond to. And it is King of the Ring 1998.
Oh, okay.
King of the Ring 1998. And the listener question is really simple. Who is the sponsor? And I will give a hint. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wet sponsor.
I thought it was what it was. I'll type it in to you.
Yes, it's a wet. Yes.
I thought so.
Wet sponsor. That is the clue. So remember, hashtag FRO. FRO and the answer, and you will win. So let's start with King of the Ring. The King of the Ring bracket. Vader against The Rock. Who won?
Vader against who?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yes. Who won?
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock. Triple H against X-Pac.
Oh, this is the tournament itself. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I was confused. I was thinking the show.
Oh, no.
Triple H.
Yes. Owen Hart against Scorpio.
Oh, poor Scorpio. Owen Hart.
D'Lo Brown against Dan Severn.
Oh, okay. This is okay. I like the ending of this because of this, D'Lo Brown has to wear a chest protector, and it becomes such a big thing for like a year plus. So I'm gonna go Dan Severn.
Cool. Ken Shamrock against Kama Mustafa.
Ken Shamrock.
Mark Henry against Terry Funk.
Oh dear Lord.
Yes.
That happened?
Yes.
Wow, I think I need to go see that match now. I'm gonna say Mark Henry.
Yes. Jarrett against Farouk.
Oh, Jarrett.
Yep. Mark Mero against Steve Blackman.
Alright, that was Mark Mero.
Yes. Then we get to the quarterfinals. The Rock against Triple H.
I want to say The Rock.
Yep.
Yes.
Then we have Owen Hart against Dan Severn.
Alright, this was for Severn.
Ken Shamrock against Mark Henry.
Oh, so I was right on that one.
Yes.
Okay. Ken Shamrock.
Yes. Jeff Jarrett against Mark Mario.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yes. Then we have The Rock against Dan Severn.
The Rock.
Yes. And Ken Shamrock against Jeff Jarrett.
Ken Shamrock.
Yes. And the final was then The Rock against Ken Shamrock.
I just want to say real quick, I actually enjoyed that final match. I thought it was a good match. Some people don't like it. But Ken Shamrock won it.
He did, definitely. So, here are the other results. The Headbangers against Kantai.
Kai and Tai.
Kantai.
Oh, I'm guessing here?
Yes.
Oh, the Headbangers.
Yes. Then it's two semifinals that I read. Okay, a tag team match with Jerry Lawler as special guest referee. Too much against Al Snow and Head.
Yeah, this match is too much.
That sounded awful.
It was
Christopher and Scott Taylor.
Let me.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let me just say this. Back then, this match was cheesy compared to the segment we had on Raw Monday night. It made this match not that cheesy. It really did.
Wow.
Not Mark Henry. Too much won the match.
They did, strangely enough.
Yeah, do you know how they real quick? Do you know how they won that match?
No.
They pinned Head using Head and Shoulders.
Huh.
I kid you not. Huh. I wish it was a bad joke I had, but that's what happened.
Evan Hart against X-Pac with China.
Oh, that was another good match. Actually, that whole show was pretty good now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, really?
I would recommend it. X-Pac.
Yes. Then we have the New Age Outlaw against the New Midnight Express.
Again, that was another underrated match. The Outlaws won that.
Yes. Then we have a Hell in a Cell match. The Undertaker against Mankind.
Oh, nothing happened in that one, right? Nothing of significance. Undertaker won that match.
Absolutely nothing happened in that match. Then we have a first blood match for the WWF Heavyweight Champion, and if Kane loses, he will set himself on fire. Remember that stipulation?
Yes, I do remember.
So who won of Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Kane?
It was Kane.
It was. That sounds like an awful match.
Well, I mean, you had Mankind, God bless his soul, and Undertaker get involved in that match.
Yeah.
But other than the main event, which you sort of knew who was going to win, the show was pretty good. I enjoy it myself.
So, the listener question was, once again, who was the wet sponsor?
I think that's such a good enough clue, folks, that if you can't get this one, I'm going to be very, very surprised.
Hashtag FRO, and we will have a drawing for
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam coming up.
God, that doesn't seem possible that it's going to be coming up. But it is.
But it is.
It is. Real quick, I wanted to ask...
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to ask you real quick. I posted this on our Facebook group earlier today, because a couple of our members had done this in the past, so I wanted to do this. WWE had a good question on their Facebook page, and I decided to throw it our way here. Who has the best flying elbow drop ever?
Ooh. Ever.
They gave us 6 choices.
Okay.
Randy Savage, Kairi Sane, Shawn Michaels, Velveteen Dream, Bayley, and Zack Ryder.
Shawn Michaels.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Randy Savage on that one.
Yeah.
Although Velveteen Dream's elbow is pretty good looking. Although the real answer is Okada. That's the real answer.
that is the real answer, actually.
Before I cut you off, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, are we going to talk about one of the worst Monday Night Raws in a long time?
Let me tell you how bad this was.
This was so atrociously boring.
It was... Yeah. I mean, it was so bad that I left Raw to watch the end of Game 6 of the Washington Capitals Monday night. Well, that and the Caps were up like 2-0 at the time, so, you know...
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Alright.
I had to watch it in 2 turns. I just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Like, the Sami Zayn shit.
And it's not Sammy's fault either.
No.
It's really bad.
I have to say that Smackdown this week was really good. And they did a match that I can't wait to see next week. Daniel Bryan against Samoa Joe.
Oh, that's gonna be a good match.
But the event they had on there with him against Jeff was really good as well. Good match with a good story.
Yeah.
No, SmackDown was really... It felt fast. It felt nothing wrong with it. So I will not go into details. But holy fuck, I'm tired of 3 hours of Raw now.
Alright. I do have a complaint about Raw. But it's not the Sami Zayn segment. Because everyone is going to go for that. And rightfully so. It should.
It's awful.
But again, not Sami Zayn's fault. It's not. I want to talk about the opening segment.
Oh, such a bad opening segment.
Because Stephanie McMahon comes back.
Yeah.
For the week.
Yeah.
She and Kurt have a talk. Okay, that part's okay. I didn't mind that.
Yeah. No.
It's when Roman Reigns comes out. That's the problem. And Fro, okay. If you guys have not read the quote-unquote dirt sheets, they've been talking about for a while how WWE is trying to make Roman Reigns basically a sympathetic figure.
Yeah.
In the way that of Daniel Bryan was a few years ago.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Roman Reigns. I mean, he never gets the opportunities he's awarded. I mean, I feel so sorry for Roman Reigns.
But he just comes off like an ignorant prick.
Yeah.
He comes off like an asshole. Really does. And
it doesn't help that, like, he stands there and she goes like, yeah, I know what's best for business, and this is not best for business, and they are trying to make him over in such a way that it's so convoluted.
It is.
And it's so... It's such in a way that I hate him even more. Like, they make me hate Roman Reigns even more, and I am a Roman Reigns hater. Like, I usually... I don't like the guy. I have been honest about that from day one. I don't think he was anything good other than in the Shield. And to be honest with you, I don't think they have done a good storyline with him, and the guy can't talk.
No.
The guy can't talk for shit. And he proved that so good on Monday night.
Here's the thing. Because I look at Roman Reigns. He's a company guy, first off. But he's also a family guy. Not Peter Griffin. You know, he comes off, he has a wife, he has a kid, you know, and I, you know, the commercial, remember the commercial about 2-3 years ago for the, you know, the dads with their, you know, the, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Remember that commercial?
Yep.
So, you know, they're pushing him as, okay, he's a dad, you know, he's a normal guy. I get that. But here, he just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. It was like, oh, you guys are trying to hold me down. You know, Roman, you've had how many chances?
A lot.
Because, okay, I can count within the last year how many opportunities he's had at the Universal title. He's had 3.
Yeah.
The 4-way at SummerSlam, which was a good match. I really enjoyed that match.
Oh, yeah.
Then the match at WrestleMania, which the fans never gave them a chance. Never did. And then the cage match, which should have been Roman Reigns wins the title.
Yeah.
But because Vince has such an erection for Brock Lesnar, you know... Yeah. It's like, here's Roman Reigns. They're trying to push him. They're trying to make him the big star when they should be focusing on a guy who's been getting a hell of a lot of reception the last few months, and that's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
If you're going to push anyone to be the big star right now, it's Seth Rollins. Because the fans are behind him, the fans believe in him, and the fans love him. Here, Roman, he's going to be in a feud with Jinder Mahal. He's going to have a match at Money in the Bank with Jinder Mahal in Chicago. Who do you think the fans are going to root for in Chicago? It ain't going to be Roman.
Nope.
Oh.
It's so fucking stupid, and what is more upsetting for me is that they don't understand it. Like, they don't understand what they're doing with Roman Reigns is wrong. Like, if they would give us a Roman Reigns break, and I'm saying this, like, let's say they keep him away from TV for maybe a month. You don't even have to do more than a month out of TV. Like, I would be somewhat excited to see him back, maybe. But they are pushing him over and over and over and over and over again to a degree where it gets too much. And it does not help that you have like I said, you have Stephanie out there. Because I don't know if Stephanie is better. Because her segment with Roman Reigns, with
Ronda Rousey,
and
Nia Jax,
is one of the worst segments I have ever seen with her in it. Awful.
And she seemed to be more of the instigator in that segment. And it was after that point where I just changed the channel. It was.
She's awful. And I really want to see that match.
You know, the scary thing with this whole Raw, or at least with who they've got, think about who probably got the 3 biggest pops as far as male wrestlers go. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Braun Strowman.
And also Fandango and...
Well, yeah, but I'm talking big time players.
Yeah.
Nothing against, Breeze and Fandango. But
Breezango.
Just
Breezango was so over as well.
And the B team is starting to get over.
Yeah.
This is what WWE used during the Monday Night War to win against WCW. They, when the fans knew that you had an act that was good and fresh and hot, they'd get behind it. Where is that Vince McMahon? The Vince McMahon that's running right now is nothing more than a stubborn old man.
And who is Braun Strowman again?
On Raw Monday?
No, on the pay-per-view.
Oh, he's in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad spot for him.
Oh, no. But he will never, ever win.
No.
Sadly.
Yeah. It just seems like right now they're phoning it in. And they should not be. They really should not.
No, but I had so wrestling fatigue after watching Raw that I almost didn't watch SmackDown, but I was really good.
Yeah.
I was happy I watched SmackDown because I was like, okay, it's time to have a wrestling break now, but... But yeah, no, what they do, and again, the thing with Sami Zayn is just was so cringe.
And he is going to end up being the biggest loser out of all that. Because this is for Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. And why are they pushing Bobby Lashley? Why are they pushing him?
Well,
I have no interest in watching Bobby Lashley doing anything.
Well, I
never liked him. I will never like him.
He has the look that WWE likes.
I know he has muscles, but I don't care.
Well,
he's boring as bread.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes from here. But all right.
Yeah.
So now,
I hope.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I am going to predict Money in the Bank right now.
Okay.
I think what they did with Lana on SmackDown is one of the best things they have ever done.
Oh yeah, with her being
Lana
in it.
Win the Money in the Bank qualifying match was so good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really hope Rusev wins the male and she wins the female. That would be such a good storyline.
Hey, it could happen.
I really hope so.
You never know.
I really, really hope so.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier in the program, the latest edition.
Question.
Yes, the latest edition of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine came out, and in the issue is the annual Pro Wrestling Illustrated poll, where they contact random subscribers to the magazine. I have yet been called. Come on, folks. I wanted you this one year. And they asked 50 questions.
Cool.
So we're going to ask Mr. Fro the same questions that appear in this magazine. And you guys can play along too. If you want, you could do this with a friend. You could do this by yourself. Just don't do it by yourself with a friend. So, Mr. Fro, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Very good. Are you ready to answer some questions?
I am.
And of course, these are your opinions. Question 1. Who is, pound for pound, the best male wrestler in the world?
Braun Strowman.
Alright. Do you want the result, or do you just want to go...
No, come on. Give me the result.
36% said AJ Styles.
Mm.
Braun would be in the others department.
Okay.
Who is, pound for pound, the best female wrestler in the world?
That's a little harder. What they've done with Asuka is so weird. Is it funny that before WrestleMania, my answer would be Asuka right away?
Right.
And now that she has lost at WrestleMania, I'm not sure even I would qualify her. But Kylo Ren.
Oh, Kairi Sane?
Kairi Sane, sorry.
Okay.
Kylo Ren is from Street Fighter.
Right.
Or,
yeah, I think
whatever.
so. Kairi Sane got 4% of the votes. Asuka got 60%.
Yeah.
If you could watch the matches of only one active wrestler, whom would you choose?
Oh, that's a good question. Who do I think has most in-ring personality?
If you
it's
could,
funny enough. Sorry?
no, it's if you could watch the matches of only one active wrestler, whom would you choose?
Right. So I have to go with in-ring ability.
Okay.
Osaka maybe. Ottawa.
Asuka?
Asuka.
All right. 25% said AJ Styles. Asuka would be in the others department. Okay, next question. Is wrestling better or worse than it was 5 years ago?
5 years ago?
5 years
Better.
ago. Better or worse?
Better.
83% said it was better, or it is better.
Yeah.
Assuming the Universal and WWE titles are the most prestigious championships in the world, rank the next 5.
Next 5 titles?
Yes. But you don't have to. For you, I'm not going to force you to do 5 if you don't want to.
No. But the NXT title is up there.
Okay.
I think my answer will be actually the NXT title.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I think its ability to show what you're good for, and it's such a possibility grabber.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the NXT title, you have so so many possibilities to show what you're good for.
NXT was on 55% of people's answers.
Okay.
The top 5 were the IWGP title, heavyweight title for New Japan, the Ring of Honor title, the NXT title, the IWGP Intercontinental title, and the WWE Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrestling's most devastating finishing maneuver?
The Styles... What is it called again?
The Styles Clash?
The Styles Clash, yeah.
Alright. 28% said the curb stomp. Seth Rollins move.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Who is the best male brawler?
Male brawler?
Male brawler.
Oh. I hope people have said Braun Strowman for this.
He's in there. 14%. Most people went to Tomohiro Ishii at 18%.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Who is the best female brawler?
That's a good question. Who's your favorite?
I'd have to go with Asuka.
Is she a brawler, though?
She can brawl with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I will go with Asuka as well.
Alright. 45% went with Asuka on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the best male aerialist?
What's it? Oh,
High Flyer.
The one that's High Flyer. Oh. Wow. It's so funny that I want to say Jason Bourne. But is that funny?
That is funny.
High Flyer. What was the alternatives? Give me some.
Well, we have Will Ospreay, we have Ricochet, Kalisto, Kushida, Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali, I really like.
Okay.
I will go with Mustafa Ali.
Alright, he had 4%. Ricochet got 28% on that one. Alright, who is the best female aerialist?
Ooh. I was going to say Kylo Ren again.
Kairi Sane?
Kairi Sane now.
Yeah, I remember that. She got 16% of the vote.
Amazing. I love her.
Io Shirai from Stardom.
Who?
Yeah.
From what?
From Stardom. Got 23% of the vote.
Stardom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Is that the wrestling?
Yeah, it's a female promotion in Japan.
Oh, never ever heard about it.
Really?
Ah.
Who is the best male technical wrestler?
AJ Styles.
He had 17%. Zack Sabre.
I like his...
Yes.
Oh yeah, Zack Sabre. Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. had 30%. Who is the best female technical wrestler?
Technical?
Mm-hmm. Technical.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to give it to her. I think one of the best female technical is woo!
Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah. I really like her.
She got 14%. 31% went with Asuka. Alright? Which wrestler currently on WWE's main roster will be the next to become a major star?
Braun Strowman.
He's probably in the others department because 30% went with Elias. And that would have been my choice.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Alright. Which wrestler currently not on WWE's main roster will be the next to become a major star?
Me and Japanese names.
Well, we got Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Kenny Omega is up there.
Alright, so you're going to go Omega?
Yeah.
He got 12%. 18% went with Ricochet. Alright. Who is the most underrated male wrestler in the world?
Right now?
Right now.
Ooh. Underrated. Underused. I'm going to say this, and this is sad. Sami Zayn.
Alright.
Or Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens.
They probably would be in the others department. 35% went with Dolph Ziggler.
No. He just sucks.
Who is the most underrated female wrestler in the world?
That I don't use. That's a hard one. That's what she said. I don't know. I think they well, I guess I will go with Natalia.
All right, Natalia actually got 12% on that one.
Okay.
Nicole Matthews, who is an independent wrestler, she got 16% of the votes. And I've seen her before. She's pretty good. She's a pretty good wrestler. Who's the most overrated male wrestler in the world right now?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, 55% said Roman Reigns.
That's not even a question.
Yeah. But this next one is, who's the most overrated female wrestler?
Do you know what? This is going to sadden me saying Nia Jax.
You know, she only got 6% on that one. Tennille Dashwood, a.k.a. Emma.
Emma.
With 24%.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
She's in Impact, right?
Ring of Honor.
Oh.
All right, next one. Who is wrestling's sexiest woman?
Ooh.
There's some good ones.
She's coming to the door right now. Asuka.
You know, she would be in the others department. 26% said Alexa Bliss.
Thank you.
Next one. Who is wrestling's sexiest man?
This is hard for me to answer. 6.
sexy man in wrestling. There's nothing, no one I think, ooh, he's hot.
Right.
But, let's go with AJ Styles.
He got 14% of the votes. Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah.
23%. Who does the best promos?
The Miz.
17% said The Miz.
The Miz is so fucking, like, I love him on Smackdown. He's done such a good job on Smackdown already.
Mm-hmm.
Being moved over there was a really good choice for Smackdown. Other than I will go Elias. Is he high on the list?
No.
He does fantastic promos.
Right.
Oh
yeah, he does.
I will go Aiden English.
All right.
That's my favorite trait. I love Aiden English.
He could be in the underrated category, maybe next year.
Wow.
Who is wrestling's best TV announcer?
But you won.
Oh,
you won.
Oh, who did win? The Miz. Miz won.
Okay.
Who is wrestling's best TV announcer?
Ronaldo.
Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah.
48% said Mauro.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy one. I would agree with that too. Who was wrestling's MVP of 2017?
Oh, definitely. That's... Huh. I'm going to guess that people said... No, I will still say Braun Strowman.
Braun is actually in the mix. He had 19% on that one. 28% said AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
That was the top answer. Who do you think will be number one in the 2018 PWI 500?
That's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
To predict, because there's so many wrestlers I don't know the name of in
Right, because we did that wonderful 2-week segment last year.
Yes, and we will do the same segment this year. When I say who?
Exactly. And I apologize to every wrestler.
But I will still say Braun Strowman. It sounds like I'm on the Braun Strowman.
It does. 8%.
I just love him.
No, that's understandable. 8% said Braun Strowman in that one. 32% think it's going to be Roman Reigns. Alright. Who do you think will be number one in the PWI Female 50 in 2018?
Asuka.
55% said Asuka. Alright, this next one, you're gonna have to put your thinking cap on.
Okay.
List in order your preferences for the next 5 selections to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Undertaker.
Okay.
Owen Hart.
Okay. Tag teams are included in this, by the way.
Yes. Is Edge and Christian in as a team?
Not as a team.
No. As a team, I want them in.
Okay.
Someone I forgotten. Someone. I want an announcer or something like that. Trying to think. This is kind of strange for me to say, but Paige, actually.
All right. And you got one more.
Trying to think. One more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. That's fine. You gave me 4.
Yeah.
The top 5 in order: Owen Hart, China, Bruiser Brody, the New Age Outlaws, and Demolition. All right.
China will never happen, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think so either. All right, we're going to go to the stock market for this next question.
Okay.
At press time, this is when the magazine came out, WWE stock was selling at $37 per share.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see WWE stock a year from now? Slightly lower, slightly higher, about the same, substantially lower, or substantially higher?
Slightly higher.
15% said slightly higher. 38% said slightly lower. At press time, Raw was averaging a Nielsen rating of 3.1. Where do you see those ratings a year from now? Slightly lower? Slightly lower? 22% said slightly lower. 26% said about the same. At press time, Smackdown was averaging a Nielsen rating of 2.5. Where do you see those ratings a year from now?
Slightly higher, I hope.
Alright, 31% said slightly higher. At press time, Impact Wrestling was averaging Nielsen ratings of 0.30. Where do you see those ratings a year from now?
I don't see it a year from now.
So I take it's substantially lower?
Yeah.
5% said substantially lower. 36% said substantially higher.
Wow.
Which is the best wrestling program on TV right now?
Right now, it's funny enough, Smackdown.
16% said Smackdown. 32% said Raw.
Nope.
Alright. At press time, the WWE Network had 1.5 million subscribers. Where do you see that number a year from now?
Higher.
Would it be slightly or substantially?
Slightly.
Alright, 25% said slightly higher. 35% said about the same. Do you subscribe to the WWE Network?
Nope.
Alright, 15% said no. The next question was posed to WWE Network subscribers only. Do you want me to skip that?
No.
Okay, I'll ask you that. Aside from the pay-per-view events, what is the main reason you subscribe to the network?
NXT.
40% said NXT. Aside from WWE Network, which streaming services do you subscribe to, if any?
Netflix.
Netflix is not an option on this one, I'm afraid.
HBO Nordic?
Not an option again.
No, but no, I don't have any other wrestling-related ones.
55% do not have any other wrestling streaming service that they are subscribed to. How would a WWE women-only card compare in attendance to a 205 live crowd? Fewer fans, about the same, or more fans?
More fans.
65% said more fans. Okay, this next question is actually perfect, considering we're getting to Money in the Bank. Will Ronda Rousey be a champion before the end of 2018?
Yes.
45% said yes. 55% said no.
Wow.
Should WWE establish women's tag team championships?
Yes.
30% said yes. So 70% said no.
Ooh.
Alright. Which was the best WWE pay-per-view of 2017?
I know it wasn't. You know what? I of 2017, I will go with Royal Rumble.
15% said the Royal Rumble. 21% went with TLC.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I honestly can't remember. Was it? I don't know. All right. This next question, I'm going to modify it for you, but I have to read the question as asked. Assuming Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H are the most influential people in wrestling, who are the next 5? I'm not going to force you to do 5. You can name me one.
Shane?
Okay. Here's the 5 in order. George Barrios, who is a co-president of WWE.
Okay.
Kevin Dunn. Joe Koff, who is the main guy for Ring of Honor. Katsuhiko Harada, who is New Japan. And Michelle Wilson, who is a co-president of WWE. Alright. Get ready to laugh for this next one. Will the new version of the XFL last longer than the original?
Yes.
55% said yes. Would you feel more or less confident in the future of WWE if Vince McMahon ceded power to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon?
More.
70% said more. Which...
I mean, he's proven himself with NXT.
He has. And I think he's doing that with 205 Live as well.
I don't watch 205, so...
Okay. Which mainstream celebrity or athlete is most likely to make the most difference in a crossover storyline with WWE?
Well, I'm going to say Ewan McGregor.
I mean Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
60% said...
Ewan McGregor?
Wow. That'd be...
Yeah. That would be funny.
I thought he was a movie star.
Yeah, I said that. Did I?
I think you did. I don't know.
Okay.
60% said Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Which wrestling podcasts do you listen to?
This?
True. Do you listen to any others?
No.
Alright. 65% say they listen to Chris Jericho's podcast.
Nope.
We are not even in the top 9.
What?
I know.
We should be number 2.
I know. Come on, people. Spread the word. All right. Whom would you like to see as a surprise entrant in the 2019 Royal Rumble?
Ewan McGregor. That would be funny. But I'm going with McGregor again.
All right.
Connor.
26% said Kenny Omega.
No.
All right.
Do you know what?
What?
Like, I like Omega. I love Omega.
Yeah.
But I don't want him in WWE.
Man, you know what? I don't know. You never know what'll happen.
Mm.
Okay, we have
you want him in WWE?
Not really. I think he'd stir up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I really do. Okay, we have 5 more questions. You're doing really good, by the way.
Okay. Cool.
What do you predict, right now, what do you predict will be the main event of WrestleMania 35?
Oh. Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena. And Brock Lesnar.
Wow, that's quite a match, actually.
Yeah.
20.
I think they want to go all out because I think they are somewhat disappointed in this year's WrestleMania.
Right.
But I hope they are.
21% think the main event of next year's WrestleMania will be Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns.
I would love and hope that is the answer, and then Braun wins, of course.
Actually, Roman Reigns was in the top 3 answers. Do you want to know the other 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 was Strowman and Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Second was Reigns versus The Rock.
Yeah.
And
I can see that said.
And third, Reigns versus Rollins versus Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'd be fine with that third one because I was at Battleground when they had that triple threat match, and that was a really good match. I would see that again. I would like to see that one again. Will John Cena break Ric Flair's 16 World Championship mark?
Yes.
78% said yes.
And he will do it at this year's WrestleMania.
Ooh, all right. Will New Japan Pro Wrestling begin holding monthly cards in the U.S. within the next 2 years?
I hope so.
35% said yes. 65% said no. Alright.
I don't think so. I hope so.
Yeah. Alright, this next question is one that we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. Will WWE re-sign with NBC Universal?
No.
40% said no, they won't. And the last question. Will WWE welcome back Hulk Hogan at some point?
Nope.
15% said no. Which means 85% think they will.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Alright, and that was Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
They don't need him. They don't need him.
But does he need them? There lies the question. And that was Pro...
He needs them more than they need him.
Mm-hmm. And that was Pro Wrestling Illustrated's yearly poll.
Cool.
I might put some of the questions up on there. I'll ask our friends in our group if they want to do it or not. So, all right. Let's wrap it up. We'll do our plugs and then and then I'll tell you what we got in store next week. You can follow the show on Twitter at Wrestling Show 11. You can follow me on Twitter at House of Bill.
You can follow me at Banana Iscam.
Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show fan group. Just type that in the search bar. You are right there. We are at, as of this recording, 230 members. So we're getting bigger and bigger, folks. Let's keep this up. I really like it. And if you can't find it in the search bar, it's okay. Just click on the link in the description box and you are right there. Check out the website, thatwrestlingshow.com. Visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts, where your support and donations will help not only this show, but other shows that I do as well. Don't forget to visit W2Mnet.com. They are currently getting ready for the World Cup of Soccer. So they're going to be talking about that for the next several weeks and then into, the actual tournament itself.
You mean football?
The real football.
Yeah.
Don't forget to listen to our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, hosted by Michael Quinn and Joe Marotta each and every Monday. And don't forget to listen to the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with Ring of Honor star Brian Malonis and longtime independent referee Mike Crockett, who's on an extended hiatus as they talk about stories and they play games on there. And don't forget to listen to Queens of the Ring, my favorite female hosted wrestling podcast with Natalie and Jennifer. They pop up each and every week. And Natalie, I was listening to one of the latest episodes. If you're looking for a big guy with a beard that could just carry you away, just hit me up. I'm right there. Fro, what do you guys have this week on Another Digital Citizen?
We talk about the beef between Norway and Sweden. Why is it a beef between Norway and Sweden?
I thought you two got along great.
Norway and Sweden?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought you two got along great.
I hate Sweden.
Oh. Now, do you hate their meatballs?
Well, they are not Swedish. They are Turkish.
All right. And coming out this weekend, we're going to do a special Sharks Pond podcast where Fro and I are going to review the movie Basketball.
I love that movie.
So I can't wait to do it. Actually, I'm going to watch the movie tonight.
Ooh, nice.
And we'll probably record this weekend.
Yes.
And it'll be up for everybody.
I actually am going to see it again.
Oh, cool. I think this will be the second time I've seen that movie, too.
I need to refresh on that movie.
Yeah. All right. Next week, because of the big news that we had this week, I pushed back the special review to next week. So that'll be, I'm going to call it a birthday gift from me to you, the listeners of the show, to listen to a review of, I don't know what show I'm going to watch yet. I will pick a show and I will review it right here next week. Plus,
is it going to be Miss and Mrs.?
No.
Oh.
Oh no. I don't think that comes out till July.
I'm so excited. I don't care about anything else but Miss and Mrs. right now.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Fro. When that episode comes out, I will watch it and I will review it with you.
Yeah.
I will do that for you. And also any other wrestling news that we have. Because who knows what's going to happen between now and next week. And we'll be back to our Friday schedule because this week had to be bumped up because, well, I don't have much of an AC. So, everybody have a good rest of the week. For all of us here in the U.S., have a safe and fun Memorial Day weekend. The unofficial beginning of summer is here, so that means swimming pools are going to be open. There's going to be barbecues all over the place. So please have fun, be safe, don't be stupid by drinking and driving. Just be safe. And when you're done celebrating Memorial Day weekend, come right back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
Wrestle on!
wrestle on!